If we had you on the podcast, Dad, what would you want to talk about? What do you think that the people needed to know?
Who are the people? The dumb motherfuckers of the world, which is 90% of the world, or the 10% that actually are fucking intelligent?
Give us the 10%.
No, we're talking to the dumb people.
Oh, okay.
They're the masses.
No, give us a 10. Our listeners are the 10%. So what are we telling the 10%?
So full of
Yeah. No, I think it would be fun to talk about like dating and just gabbing about our lives.
Dad, do you think you can contribute dating advice?
I don't know. I'd probably get in trouble with my bride.
With my bride? Aw.
Yeah, I gotta get like a clean Liberty card to say whatever the I want to say. And it can be for theater or reality. You'll never know. When?
That's how we record these. We never know.
Where are my cards, though?
My biggest fear would be I go on the podcast and we get like the least amount of views ever with me on the podcast.
No, that would never happen.
Chris.
It would just take me out forever.
No, it would never happen.
All right. Well, enjoy your podcast. We will talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Buddy.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Welcome back to the And Also podcast with your hosts, Sheyda Fasari, Madeline Guiney, and Summery Dean. So grab a drink and get cozy. You have now entered the group chat. Yeah, welcome back to the And Also podcast with your hosts, Summer, Sheyda, and Madeline. Today we are going to talk to you about fighting. We're going to talk about tussling, rumble, tumble, bing, bong, bing, boom, boom. Listen, they're not all good, okay? They're not all good. We are going to talk about fighting, how to be a better fighter, because the thing is, fighting is inevitable. We're always going to have conflicts, whether it be with our relationships and our friendships, with our colleagues, whatever it may be. But the most important thing is, how do you conflict resolve? How do you become a better fighter? So without further ado, ladies, let's get into it.
I don't know why I keep laughing at, we're talking about like how to be a better fighter. And I'm just like thinking about like, okay, how does my left hook look? You know what I mean? Like,
I almost brought my Muay Thai mitts.
1, 2, jab.
Well, not only that, but like she introduces the episode like she's like the let's get ready to roll.
Yeah, people are like, why am I coming to these three bimbos for boxing advice?
Horrible.
Well, you guys do jiu-jitsu.
Say it again.
Jiu-jitsu. So they might actually know more than I'm letting on.
All right, guys, when was the last time that you got into a...
Well, hold on. Let's just do like a quick catch up. What's going on in everybody's lives? Let's have a moment here. I just turned 33.
Happy birthday, Sheyda!
Yay.
Thank you. That was really just a moment to talk
Tell
about
us about your
myself.
birthday. You want to talk about it?
There really wasn't much to talk about. I had like a classic girls' night in, movie, dinner, relaxation, and then we went out. That was a Thursday, and then we went out Friday. I will say, I will. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Wait, why are we humming over there?
No, just wanted to be invited.
Oh, Sheyda!
I would like to say the only people that came over on Thursday night was Kyle and Sophia and Ryan, because he basically lives in the house.
Being left out of the bedroom before.
And in my defense, Friday night was all of Carmen's friends and Madeline.
This is interesting.
I feel a fight brewing.
You know what? I actually feel very bad right now because I do love Dugan, and I don't know why I wouldn't have texted Dugan. But I also feel like no one's around. Like Sophia wasn't there. Like it just feels like, well, actually she was there last minute because she was going to be in
She
New York,
extended her flight 17 times.
Yeah, extended her flight 17 times. But I was just like, it was almost like I didn't celebrate my birthday. Like we didn't do anything for my birthday Friday night.
Mine was a week prior, but I didn't even do it.
I was going to say, we didn't like,
Still on the books.
no one said like happy birthday Friday night for the record. There wasn't like, it's Sheyda's night out.
I'm not actually mad.
Why don't we do something tonight and we'll
disappointed.
celebrate both of you?
Just disappointed.
We should go do something right after.
I would hate if we went and continued this party later on behalf of your birthday. Okay, so that's so fun.
That's so fun. But honestly, it literally wasn't a celebration for me, but I was
Did you get anything in the
celebrating
mail?
for myself. Oh my God, guys, Summer wasn't there. Okay. And she sent me a Harry Potter themed present. So it came in like, Harry Potter's trunk. Okay. It came in like Harry Potter's trunk, and you open it up and you like had to undo this long piece of tape and then hold down this button. And then out comes flying. Carmen got a video of this. It's
We'll have to insert this video.
Out comes flying the Harry Potter acceptance letters from Hogwarts, like hundreds of them, into my face. I was screaming. There was a little cute gluten-free cookie with a candle in there. I didn't even light that. Like I really didn't celebrate, even though Dugan's mad at me. So that was the big excitement of my entire weekend, to be honest with everybody, was my Harry Potter acceptance letter. So if you don't see me for a year or two, don't get shocked.
She's studying abroad.
Doing a quick study abroad program.
Wait, you guys, I had a weird interaction with someone when I went home. Did I tell you guys about this? I don't know if I did or not.
In the bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
In the bathroom. So I went home and I was at a local bar that we go to, and I ran into this girl that I knew from basically an ex. Like I've known her from forever ago. And she looks at me and she's like, how are you? How are you? And I was like, oh, I'm good. Like, yeah, big life changes, like crazy. She was like, no, really, how are you? How are you? And I was like, I'm good. Yeah, I left my relationship, but I'm good. Like, really, I'm good. And she goes, oh, I know. We all know.
What?
And we watch your TikToks. So we know. And I was like, okay, this just got real weird. And I wanted to fight her in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I did
if you
want
know
to
who
fight
you
her a
are,
little
we
bit.
will be fighting you.
Yeah.
If we ever see you, it's on site.
I did want to fight her a little bit in that moment because I feel like I think this is something I learned about myself recently is I just really hate when people pity me or feel sorry for me. Like that's an emotion. That's a thing that I don't want people to associate with me. I've actually had to work through it in therapy a little bit, like where I'm like, I don't want people to think of me not as a happy, positive, high vibration person. And if they think I'm sad or lonely or going through something, it like really icks me out. Like I'm like, I cannot distance myself enough from that emotion. And so in therapy, my girl was like, you can be a happy, high vibrational girl and also experience those feelings. And I was like, okay, whatever.
I'll think about that.
I will think about that.
Speaking of vibrations, by the way, guys, should I announce that I'm on a new level?
Sheyda's leveled up, guys.
I don't know what it is. I've had a lot of witchy things happening recently. I feel like I'm more in tune with myself. And when we were having one of our meetings, Fran also, on my rooftop, and the girls had both, I think only one of them had smoked. You had smoked. I don't know what it was, but I was sitting there and I was like, wait, guys, like, I actually just reached a new vibration. And it was so funny. Madeline goes, but I actually think I just saw it happen.
No, like actually your aura changes when you are like, it's genuinely like the energy inside you projects outward. And when you reach a new vibration, it's visible to people.
I don't know if anyone else can notice it, but I feel it. I like really do feel different. I actually know that I'm meeting my husband this year.
Yes, you are.
I have a lot of good things happening this year and I can just feel it. And I'm very excited about it. And I just feel overtly positive in a way I don't think I've ever felt in my life.
I fucking
33 is my year.
It's a Jesus year, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't know.
Or is
Jesus
that 35?
Jesus was 33 when he died.
It's your Jesus year.
Thank you so much. So I'm having a great,
so much.
I'm having a great first 3 days.
And also with you.
And also with you.
Some of the Catholics will come for us, please.
Sorry. Madeline, what's been up in your world?
Nothing. I feel like I've been on my little interior decorator journey right now. I am just a little homemaker and I couldn't be happier. It's very fun. Just buying things and buying tchotchkes and, making a little
There
house
is
at
nothing
home.
better than a good tchotchke.
You love a tchotchke.
It scratches an itch in my brain that there's like nothing else. It's like a drug.
Carmen had never heard the term tchotchke before moving in with me. And she will know previously before I reached this new vibration, she was like, she would know when I'm done. I'd be like, do you want to go shopping for tchotchkes? And she's like, what is a tchotchke? And I'm like, a knick-knack.
Yeah.
A table dually. Like a little,
It's
like
just
a thing.
It's the little things that truly make your house feel like a home.
Yeah, but it also has no use.
None.
It's a vase.
Yeah.
It's a lamp.
It's a platter.
It's a platter.
Oh my God, a
bowl.
platter. It's a
bowl.
candlestick. It's a book.
Yeah.
A book you've never read and will never read.
It's a runner for your table. I mean, it is.
Oh, it's so good.
It's a statue.
Wait, you guys, when Madeline and I lived together sophomore year at college, it is a statue. And you know what? We went hunting for these tchotchkes.
Yes,
we did.
And it was euphoric.
Okay, so Madeline and I lived together sophomore
I
year.
wish you guys could see Dugan's face.
Sophomore year at Belmont. Madeline and I lived together sophomore year at Belmont, okay? And I rolled in with one blanket, one pillow, no artwork, no decor, nothing. My side of the room looked like a stale...
It was like a doctor's office. Everything was gray and
terrible.
black and white.
It was terrible. Madeline rolls in with her mother, her father, her brother. They went up and down the stairs. At least they did 10 trips. It was coral and blue.
It was Coral Mermaid. Her mother built the headboard.
Themed.
It was coastal Coral Mermaid. It was an orangey pink and a light ocean blue.
She had
and white.
She had everything was coordinated. She had ottomans that were like teal, aquamarine, whatever.
It was filled with tchotchkes.
It was tchotchke.
It was just also such a funny, distinct difference between like my side of the room and Summer's side of the room.
I think first of all, I don't know why I didn't care. I should have cared more. But I think as soon as I saw your setup, I go, this is good enough for the both of us. She's got it covered for the both of us. I don't need to do a damn thing from here on.
Yeah. My mom literally made a custom headboard. Like before that was even a thing.
Oh,
I know. It was really nice
your
for her.
family loves you so much.
In monetary ways, yes.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding.
Call the
They
therapist.
also tell me they love me.
We'll unpack
now.
that.
Now, we'll circle back to that. That'll be a next episode. You can come back for that one. Did you discuss the theme with your mother?
No.
Oh, okay.
And if I had any input about it, my mom was like, you don't like what I've picked? And it was like, oh, I can't even.
Got it.
Just do what you want. This is your room. I'll be there. It'll be your room.
It worked.
What would you have picked?
I don't know.
Back then,
And
I don't know
that's
what
the
I
thing is like,
either.
I'm so indecisive. And that's like one really hard thing about how I have been decorating is like, it's good because I'm in like thrift stores. So I'm just like finding little things. I'm like, it's $4. It's fine. But like trying to find like really nice, expensive stuff, which you can in thrift stores, but like to pull the trigger on something, I'm like, what if I don't like it? And my mom is very good about like, it will work. Like she knows what works and what doesn't so well. Like she has such a good eye for it that she's just confident. And she's like, if it doesn't work, we can send it back. Like, but I have a hard time making decisions. And so I'm like very, like she probably just saw the writing on the wall and was like, she doesn't know what she's going to want. And we're going to spend the whole summer trying to figure it out. I have not enough time to make a dorm room a home here. And I have to start.
Just really quick, how would you categorize your style?
I feel like it's like traditionally like cottagey, I don't know.
Cottagecore?
Cottagecore, but like more traditional.
You guys both might be cottagecore.
Nancy Myers.
I like a transitional. I like a little bit of like traditional.
She's a little more old lady. I'm a little more like moody. Like I want to be in like a library with like dark greens and but also still like fun and homey.
You're a breed in between.
And what are you?
I'm your child.
Moody, witchy, dark.
Guys, so we all kind of have like a little bit of
greens, blacks, oranges, reds, golds, fire, brimstone.
the blood of my lover.
Cauldrons.
Yeah, cauldrons. Yeah. October is my month, baby.
I can't wait.
But I think I know what will work, but I'm so particular about what I want that it takes me forever to find it. Because in my head, I've built it. I know what it is. But I can't call Mr. Pottery Barn and say, listen here, I need a teakwood dining room table in the stain sand dune with
Doesn't exist yet.
an 18th century vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I also
So I have to like hunt for that. So it takes me a while.
the hunt is the best part though. And that's why like I love Facebook Marketplace. We got a $5,000 massive kitchen table for $150 off Facebook Marketplace. It's huge. It's like a beautiful hardwood
When
table.
are you having us over?
Soon.
And also podcast meeting.
I need one more chair in my home to have other people over. That's why I was talking about those chairs.
I also bought a Pottery Barn dining room table.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, have me over.
Oh,
So, but it is very fun. The hunt is the best part.
I love a hunt.
I love a hunt.
I love a hunt and I have expensive taste, so I take my time. Because if I'm buying it, we're keeping it.
That's what I've said to Nick too, where he's like, let's just like get something to have it. I'm like, I don't want to just buy something just to fill the like space of it. It's like, if we're going to have these for the next 20 years, like I want to have something that we both love and is like good quality.
And stuff is made so cheap these days. It almost makes more sense to
nothing's made
be
of
on
wood.
the hunt for it.
Yeah. This is an argument I constantly had with one of the girls who used to work at my store. She would get these things and she would get like the cheapest version. Like we had like a dolly to get like boxes and stuff for all the inventory for the store. And she would buy the most like just taped together flimsy dolly. And I'm like, we are carting like 80, 100, 120, 150 pounds of stuff up and down this thing. This thing's weeble wobbling. I'm sweating trying to get this and I just refuse. I'm like, that's fine, but I won't be touching that. So when you want to like just invest, and also it broke every 2 months. So every 2 months you bought the $90 one.
Yeah.
When had you bought the $400 one, we'd be fine for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like the expression of like, buy it nice, never buy it twice or something like that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy it nice, never buy it twice. I like that. I've never heard that before.
When you guys go shopping, do you ever get in arguments with whoever you're going with?
All the time.
Yeah, same.
Well, Carmen is my person, right? So like she and I live together. So the home is, I'm buying everything, but she lives in the home and she has an opinion, which I love. And I want her to be there with me. And I also don't like to do things by myself. I am a codependent. But we will get into fights because I'll be like, because she'll like be like, this is great, this is great, this is great. And I'm like, I kind of like that. And I'm going to think about it for the next month. And she's like, well, I'll strangle everybody, including myself in this room, if you don't buy something. So yeah, there is fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I lose my steam. Like I only have, do you? Gosh, I guess this is a common theme in my life. I lose steam after like a very short amount of time. Games, but specifically shopping. Like I am not the type of person that can go out for multiple hours. I lose steam after like 1 or 2 stores. And I'm like, I got to get it done. And I will start getting snippy and frustrated and take it out on whoever
I actually experienced this.
I am with. With me?
Yeah. We had a full day planned. We had a full day plan to go shopping, and we hit 2 stores. And she said I had to go. She's like, when we were shopping for this stuff.
Oh.
Ooh, when was this?
Yeah, we made it. We made it.
When was this?
Rue. We made it to TJ Maxx and a secondhand store. And she was like, I actually have a meeting I have to get to. I'm losing.
Oh, the meeting was not hanging out anymore.
No. The meeting was she was done with our meeting.
Summer has really good phrased work excuses. This morning we're walking to go get coffee. She goes, I just have to get off the phone with this guy. And she like takes him off mute and she's like, sir, my client just showed up. You're going to have to call me back in a couple. Like she's just really good with those types of things where you're like, is this legit? It could be. I don't know. And I can't accuse her of it because like she's not lying. I don't know. I am a client. I'm a previous client. Like I did just roll up. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So she's good at that.
I don't believe shit she says.
Thank you. No. And actually that's like something I struggle with as well. Cause I'm like, I don't want to be like, I know I'm flaky, but like, I don't know what it is. Okay, wait. So guys, when's the last time you were mad at me?
When we were shopping for the furniture for the store.
Madeline, you and I got into a tiff recently.
We did?
Well, it wasn't a tiff, but I had to come to you about something. Well, I guess before we get into that, let's talk about, okay, so obviously it's going to happen. We're going to fight with our friends, right? Like that's just like an inevitable thing. But do you feel like there are fights that you have not come back from with friends? And 2, do you think that like anything is solvable? Do you think you can get through any type of thing with a friend, a relationship, XYZ?
The things I can get over are honestly vast as long as you take responsibility for and change behavior. That's my thing. However, if you lie to me, I guess in romantic relationships, cheat on me, or just like that general sense of like, the word I'm looking for is not misconception, but
like distrust. You break trust.
If you break trust, if you are conniving, if what you are doing actively, maliciously, and with intent, I usually cannot forgive those things. If you are somebody who is genuinely making a mistake or who has learned behavior that they don't necessarily feel good about or they're trying to fix, like those are things I can forgive. I think in this age in my life, I think I'm a very good person to be in an argument with. Because in most cases, I will try to change behavior or shift, I guess maybe code shift with the person I'm dealing with. Whereas had you found me a decade ago, I was not the person you ever wanted to be in an argument with.
Well, we did find you a decade ago. And I would say, and I'll speak from personal experience, I remember feeling very anxious about getting into arguments with you specifically because I felt like, and I definitely agree that you are you have much different conflict resolution now than you did even 10 years ago. But I just remember feeling like scared. I'd be like, it feels so all or nothing. Like I remember feeling like I'm either going to be really great friends with Sheyda or she is going to cut me off and cut me loose and I'm not going to be friends with her. And I remember carrying a lot of anxiety about that because it just felt like you were so final in your like decisions. And we watched you cut off people. And I think there was moments when you and I can think of a couple moments specifically where I feel like I wasn't a good friend to you and just feeling like, oh my God, this is it. This is where I'm cut free. Sheyda's gonna let me go. And feeling like the friendship would end and being like very anxious about that. But I don't feel like now I think maybe that's partly how you interact. I think obviously we've had a lot of history now in the last decade. Maybe my confidence level in our friendship is different too, but I don't feel that same like anxiety of like, I don't feel like unless I'm freaking doing the shadiest shit to you, there is nothing that I feel like would test that. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like this is a true testament about Sheyda across the board because she always comes off as like this really intense person. And you kind of think about that in the same way with your friendship. She's so much more forgiving than I think she lets you on. She like keeps you on your toes. Like she's like, I'll cut a bitch off. But she's also like, as long as you say sorry, it's okay. And you mean it. As long as you say sorry and you mean it.
And you mean it to your core. 100%.
Yes. She's like, everything will be okay. Yeah. But she's not going to say that. You know what I mean? Like in the moment.
You can't give them that.
No.
You can't give anyone that.
And it's funny because it's like.
Fear is important.
We've been friends for 11 years and I'm still like, I'm not coming back from what I just said.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. There's still a little bit of like, it's like, is this the one?
Yeah, I get a text from her, Madeline, with the side eye, and I'm like, fuck, all right, never talking to this bitch again.
Legit, Madeline will still text me. Did I do something wrong? What did I do? It's scary.
I don't mean it to be. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I feel like I don't.
She just wants a reaction.
Most of the time I feel like truly what happens in my brain is what comes out of my mouth in most circumstances, much less I think today than 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, I really was final and finite. Like I just was like, this is the way to be a friend to me. And if you cannot be this person, get out of my way.
It's interesting. I feel the opposite now. I feel like you were so much more like willing to kind of take stuff, even though you were cutting people off. I feel like back then you were much more like kind of welcoming to people now where you're like, I have friends. I'm going to be nice to everyone, but like, I don't necessarily need to be forgiving everyone that's like not treating me the way that I want to be. Yeah. So that I think
you're more empathetic now than you were even 10 years ago in a sense that like, you know that like you're going to have your close friends, but the people that aren't necessarily close, you don't like, it's not like do or die.
Yeah. I think maybe the difference is I don't know. Like maybe now I'm just much more selective about who stays in my circle, but I'm kind to everybody. It's not it is not a do or die. Like I'm welcoming to everyone. I want everyone to feel good. You know, I am not the best at remembering like names and whatever, but like I like you, you're sweetie, you know, don't remember your name, but I wish you all the best. But and that's bitchy maybe, but I unless you make a lasting impression, unless you give me something that makes me feel like I should invest in you, I'm not going to bother. But I don't think I do it in a cruel way. Whereas maybe 10 years ago, I was both much more open to finding friends and having new close relationships, but I was also more aggressive in the way I responded to things.
Yeah, I think now we always joke about like, in the most loving way, like Sheyda needing a disclaimer, but I actually do think that doesn't even really apply now as much. Like I do think you really are a lot more, with outsider people, you really are like a little bit more welcoming in that sense.
In yourself.
I think it's less welcoming and also more, I think I am welcoming. Maybe. But I think that I also just like, I don't feel the need to give energy to others. Whereas when I was younger, you know, my favorite saying in the last 3 years since I've turned 30 is not my circus, not my monkey. And I really do mean that. Like, not my circus, not my monkey. I'm not going to try, unless I have to, I'm not going to exert energy trying to give you wisdom, give you advice, give you something that I think. Whereas when I was 21, I think I felt the need to like call it out the second I saw it. I thought that
yeah, I think that's
to me.
That's super fair.
That commuted to me when I was 21 as being a good friend and like,
yeah,
you know,
I think there's a time and place for that.
There's a time and place for everything. You know, Summer and I had something recently where I felt truly compelled to say something to her, but I really feel like I waited 6 or 7 months longer than I would have waited 10 years ago.
And that's on growth.
And that's on growth. She didn't like it. She didn't like it when I did it anyways. But
and you know what? I actually do think even my response, it was my 28-year-old's response versus my 18-year-old response.
I agree.
Because my response was, thank you for sharing that. I'm going to think about that. I didn't really have a response.
But she wanted to kill me.
No, I didn't want to kill you.
She told me she didn't like me.
I didn't say that.
She did. She said I didn't like you.
Did I say that?
You did.
No, I said I didn't like you.
You actually said I hated you for a minute. And I said, I know that.
Oh, when we talked the other day?
When we were
I didn't actually hate you. In that moment, I said, I'm going to listen to this. Thank you for sharing.
Yes. But I am
has good political responses.
She has very good political responses, as we just denoted. But I'm the friend who is burdened with hard truths. And that is just like that is my thing. So,
what is the opposite of that?
The silent one who just is everyone's friend and doesn't do anything to upset anybody.
That might be me.
Might be you.
I disagree. I think what I was just about to say to you is I think the issue I run into a lot of times with conversation with you is your delivery. And that, like, I can understand giving someone hard truths, and I feel like there is a time and place for it, but it's also in the way that you deliver it sometimes comes across as almost condescending. And it's like, this person is in a vulnerable, if we're giving them a hard truth, they're in a vulnerable state. If they need to hear something that they've obviously been avoiding, they're not necessarily going to be like well receiving of it.
To it.
And I think that there's a way to say those things without coming across as like, hurtful's the wrong way, because I don't think you're ever coming from a hurtful or like a mean place. But sometimes the delivery is like cold.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I'll take that. What I will say, I'm going to turn this around on you, and maybe we can talk about where you come from with the way you argue, because we've had enough of me now, is when we had our moment, steeplechase weekend, there wasn't an argument, but I was delivering.
What year are we talking?
This year. When you came over after you left Summer's house.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And we were having, not like a fight, but we were discussing something that was difficult. I feel like I brought up a lot of things to you in a very kind way.
I agree. That was a good conversation.
Wait, guys, what are we talking about? Can we talk about it?
I just went over to Sheyda to talk about it, to like clear the air, because I felt like there was a lot of like he said, she said. And I was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm so uncomfortable and I hate it. And I just want to like talk to the people like face to face.
Yeah. And I think she came over thinking that I was going to agree or maybe be in her corner. Like, and we kind of, we had two different sides, and we had two different, and I think I was able to say it in a soft way.
Yes.
And I was also able to bring up other things with her and maybe make her see things in a different way on other levels as well. That was kind. And which is what I said is my strength now later in life, is I'm able to code switch for people and be gentler or tougher dependent on the relationship and the person.
I would like to ask you, do you think you're ever able to see other people's perspective?
Yes.
In that scenario, do you think you were understanding of like what I was saying?
Yes.
Because sometimes I feel like I can be saying something to you and you're just listening, waiting to respond.
I think that I am much more understanding of other people's perspectives than they think I am. I think that where I come off impatient is that I have already thought about that. And to me, it doesn't overpower the opinion I have formed. Like, and maybe this is my issue to work on, which is that the other person still has a right to want to express and all these things. And sometimes they feel that they need to talk about something they think I don't understand. And I do understand those things. And I think I expressed that to you. I was like, these are the things that we did wrong that weekend. And I take responsibility for these things.
Yeah, I think that was a good conversation. Yeah. I didn't leave like Sheyda's a bitch or anything like that. I felt like that was very good.
But I think for me, a lot of times, because I grew up going to therapy 8 to 18 every week, I'm seeing a therapist. I already do the thing where I go, well, here's my shoes. Here's the way I lived. Here's the way I feel. And now I'm going to go be over here. And not only am I going to be over here on their side of the conflict, but I'm also going to add in your trauma, the things I know about you, the things that you're sensitive about, the things that you feel about your parentage or your relationship with this or that or the other. And I think I expressed that to you in that moment where you're just like, fuck, like, I don't even think I've had anyone say this to me ever in my life or think about the things that they do.
We unpacked a lot of family trauma that day.
Yeah. But I think for me, where I get frustrated and where I come off looking like a jackass, and I know I do, is that I've already thought about that. I already, like, if you're my best friend, I live in your shoes all the time. When Summer says something to me or someone or you behave some way and I find it to be odd, or I think that what you said was wrong or whatever, I go, well, let me think about the fact that Summer has this thing, that thing. She's going through this right now.
What are my things?
Not talking about anything in specific
What's wrong
right
with
now.
Me?
But I'm just saying that, like, in that moment, I already filter that and I already think about it. And
You're
then
already
I go
thinking ahead.
And so I already,
that's cool.
And this is again where we've talked about where I have the extremist mindset where I play out the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Like I play out the atomic bomb. I play out you setting off the bomb. I play out me setting off the bomb. I do it all. So when someone comes to me and has that conversation, I cut them off because I already did it.
Okay.
But that's not right for me to do.
Let me ask you this.
Again, let's all talk about how everyone else argues.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Jesus.
Well, I think you are very intricate in the way that you argue. So it's a good, I think you are maybe a little more specific in terms of the way that you operate. But it's good because I think people like me and Summer, maybe, I don't want to say more generic, but I think we're more relatable in our arguing styles. It's good to know how the person like you operates because we'll run into you in the real world for our listeners. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So we've obviously all been in conflict. So
guys, if you're just listening, please know she was making very funny faces at the camera.
Okay. So we've obviously all been in conflict.
She threw up the peace sign.
So what did you say?
I said she threw up the peace sign.
And I did. My tongue was out as well. Okay. So
just before we get into this, what are your guys' argument styles? And do you think you're good at putting your shoes, your feet in the other shoe, the foot in the other? You know what I mean?
Okay. So my thing is I really hate passive aggressiveness because I think my mom is passive aggressive.
Okay.
And I even see her do stuff now in the family where she'll tell me something and she gets really worked up about something. And I'm like, why don't you just go say something to that person? And I think it's something that I've had to learn to do because I think I was probably, and I still know I have passive aggressive tendencies. Like there's no denying that. But I think my preference and like what I always strive to be is have the 10-minute conversation. It's super uncomfortable. Get those feelings out of the way and then move on. I'm going to reference something that I had to approach you about, which was a couple months ago.
Everyone's fighting with Madeline.
Yeah, what the fuck, guys? I'm unproblematic.
No, you're not. No, you're not. But no, you're not. Here's the thing. You're not problematic. But like, again, like these things happen in friendships. And I think it's super relatable. Like you're going to have these random weird tips of like, what the fuck is going on? So there was a situation with my social media where I felt like I needed to approach you because I thought you hated my social media. I thought you were actively avoiding like, my social media, which is like so weird to say from somebody that's like, or to anybody that's not in social media, but like when you're pursuing it, it's really important to have like friends, family engage with your content. It just helps overall. And it's obviously something I've been pursuing for a while. So I remember after we had taken that Pilates class, I was so nervous to approach you. I literally was shaking. My voice was shaking. But I was like, I just need to say something, because if I don't say something, I'm going to create a story in my head that I realistically know is likely not true. And if you remember, I was like, hey, like, is there something going on with my social media that you don't like or you don't support? Like, I'm just not feeling very supported by you. And your immediate response was, oh my God, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go
deflect, deny, reverse Uno card.
No, but you were like, I could see the actual shock in your face. You were like, oh my God, what? Like, no. And you were like, I absolutely did not mean, like, my intentions were good, like, whatever. And
to give context, guys, she wasn't like liking or commenting.
Commenting.
But it had been like 6 months of not liking and commenting.
Yeah.
And Madeline was just doom scrolling, and Summer felt unappreciated. And so they needed to have just a come to Jesus moment.
And I was, yeah, exactly. So I remember you had like gone back through my social media and you were like,
it was embarrassing. Like, truly had not engaged with anything. Some of it I genuinely hadn't even seen. Like, I'll catch myself now. If I see you post something, I'll like it, comment it, and then I'll go back to her page and I'm like, is there anything I missed? Because sometimes I'm not seeing shit. No, literally. Is in the past couple of days, there was a couple of days you didn't post. So I was like, oh, I'm in the clear. I haven't missed anything. She's just not posting. But it truly was like, I was just like unconsciously like,
for sure.
Like it was not malicious, but I felt like such a bad friend when you called me out on that. I was like, this seems like so innocent, but it is truly, when you're pursuing it in a sense, like that the way that you are,
as a career,
like that is so hurtful to have like one of your best friends not being like your biggest hype person.
But I'll just say this, and this is where I think this like conversation of conflict needs to go, is the fact that like, you didn't know that I was hurting. The onus is on me. I was feeling a certain type of way about this. And in my mind, it's my responsibility to come to you or whatever that situation is, be like, I'm just feeling really sad about this or mad about this or whatever. And I think this is kind of where people go wrong, which is like they expect other people to have the same expectations, the same feelings, to know that they're, and a lot of the times that's not the case. If there is something bothering you and I'm in la la land dealing with my own shit, I would want you to come to me so that I can recognize that. And I think where friendships go awry is the fact that we just expect people to know what we're feeling. And there's a lot of conflict. What's the word I'm looking
Avoidance.
for? How do we say it here? Avoiding conflict. There's a lot of avoiding conflict.
Conflict avoidance.
It's what you said. It's exactly what you said, actually. There's a lot of conflict avoidance where it's like you don't want to bring it up to somebody because you don't want to be uncomfortable. You don't want to make it uncomfortable. But I think at the end of the day, it propels your relationship further. Every time you have these little like riffs of something, and you get through it, you're like, oh, we got through that. We got through that. We got through that. You know what I mean?
I'm unfortunately conflict avoidant if we're going through our styles here.
Yeah, tell me yours.
Mine is I'm very sensitive, obviously. And I, to a fault, understand my friends are not necessarily doing things to hurt my feelings all the time. So what I do, whether it's a big or a small thing, is I know I'll get over it. And so I will just be like, I don't want to bring it up. I know I'll get over it in a month or two, and it's not worth bringing up. But
Can I ask you something though?
Yeah.
In those months or two, are you acting differently toward your friend?
It depends on what the thing is. So sometimes yes, and that's not fair to you guys. And obviously I know
you're a silent treatment person.
I am. Unfortunately, it's something I'm working on. I feel like I've been better.
You have.
Thank you.
To a fault.
Childhood trauma. That's how my parents operate.
Oh, really?
For sure. But I think it's because they don't know how to communicate. And so that, like, I never saw a healthy, like, argument between my parents. It's like one of them's just upset and then they're like, okay, well, I'm going to calm down and I'll come back and then we're not going to talk about why we were upset. And so that, like, that's how I process stuff. And Nick is very good at being super patient with me. But, like, that's not fair to everyone in my life to, like, put through me processing my own emotions and not being a good friend during that period. So I feel like I've been trying to work on that as much as possible, but I know a lot of the times I'm just going to get over it. So I'm like, I don't want to bring it up. I'll just process it. And then the next time I see them, I probably won't be mad about it. But that's not healthy for our friendship, because then it's like deep down, I have a laundry list of stuff I've been mad about for like a year that I haven't brought up.
What do you gain by getting over it and not looping in the other person?
At this point, I know nothing because now I actually love bringing it up. And like, there's nothing better than like the happy feeling after a fight where you're like, glad we talked about this.
So glad we talked about this, sis.
Thank you.
Okay, but on the other hand, I do think like you can overbring stuff up, right? Like I think there's a spectrum to that.
Correct.
Like
no one wants to be nitpicky to their friends.
exactly,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah,
sure.
I think there's like a happy medium there.
And I think like you learn, like, again, that's what I was saying. It's like, I know you guys aren't out to like be cruel to me. And so it's like me figuring out like what's actually something I'm upset about that I want to bring to my friends and what's something that like I've made up a story in my head. Like I tell myself constantly, you've actually taught me this, is like, if they're upset about it, they will bring it to me. Mm-hmm. Like I can't continue, because I am the sensitive friend where I'm like, are you guys mad at me? Like no one's texted me
I used to get a text like once a week from Caroline.
Yeah, I'd be like, your text something different. Are we
She's like, I've talked about this in therapy, but specifically about you.
Yeah.
And I was
Are
like,
we fighting? But so I have come to the terms where if I'm like, if they felt some way about it, like we'd have a podcast meeting about it.
Yeah.
Like if they think something's wrong, we would sit down about it. And like, I have to put the onus on them to also bring things to me because I can spiral in my head. I'm like, for sure, nobody hardened my texts. Everyone hates me.
One thing I talked about in therapy, one thing my therapist talked about was this phrase of what could also be true. It's like when people are in their own worlds, they're dealing with their own stuff. It's like one like stale text. You're like, what could also be true? They're in the middle of something else. Like, and I think it's really hard for us when our world, like we see everything revolves around us, whatever. It's like, what could also be true? Like they're also the center of their own world. They also have a bajillion things going on. They also have X, Y, Z. I think we tell ourselves stories and it's like, what could also be true?
what is your bad fight habit? She's a silent treatment. What is yours?
Okay, let me think about this.
You're the opposite of whatever silent treatment is.
Well, you go first because I need to think about this. You're a truther.
I'm a hard truther. I'm an aggressive hard truther. I think less so now. But I actually think I pick my battles far more now than I did. Like there are a lot of things I just let slide. Like there are a lot of things that I know. One, if you're my best friend, if you were someone like these two in the room, or a Sophia or Carmen, or like something like that I truly know, when they have like their little flare-ups that they do, like whatever that is, like I usually just let it pass and slide because it doesn't bother me at the end of the day. Like it does in the moment, but then I go, oh, Madeline's like this, or Sophia's like this, or Carmen's going through this, or Summer's feeling this. And it just doesn't bother me enough to address. Whereas 10 years ago, if even you just like stubbed my toe a little bit, I'd be like, hey, bitch, don't do that again. I don't like that.
No, this is what I picture Sheyda doing.
Yeah, I have done that before. We briefly touched on this in the beginning of our episodes, but I had a friend who is no longer in my close friend group that
She got the cut.
She did get the cut, but not because I didn't feel love for her, but it was because I don't know what she was going through in her life. But that year, it was a couple years ago, like the person that got the brunt of that was me. And it just became clear to me at the end of the year, like whether or not I've actually done something to you, which I didn't do anything to her. You don't like me right now. Like you do not like me. And she drunkenly said something to me at Soho House, and I just came over the table and I got right. I mean, like this is
that's
her
a
face,
scary
and
finger. Let me tell you, that's a scary finger.
Look at those nails.
I was like, don't you ever speak. Like, I lost it. But that was like
Valid.
the third or fourth thing that had happened.
Yeah,
and I had
valid.
been very calm. And the next day I'd waited. I'd not addressed on the moment because that was my thing. That was my bad habit, actually, which when I was younger was I am very good at reading people. I'm very good at like ripping the person apart. I know what your biggest insecurity is. I know what will hurt you. And unfortunately, this is the way I kind of had it with my relationships with my parents when I was younger. It's no longer that, thank the Lord, but it was to like make you feel small. And that's what I was very good at. If someone would do something I didn't like and I would turn around and go, oh, well, you never mattered anyways and your mother never loved you and you're pathetic. So maybe you should fix those things and then come back over here, you lame bitch. And they'd be like, I just said your dress doesn't look nice. And I was like, well, so does your family history. Like, it was just like, it didn't
You're a
match.
bastard.
Yeah, it didn't match. They were like, I'm going to flick you. And I was like, I'm going to drop an atomic bomb on everything you've ever believed about yourself. So my thing is now, like, I take a beat. Like,
Thank God.
We take a breath. We take a beat.
Yeah.
I take a beat. I go, okay, this is not a good moment for us. So I'm going to go home for 6 hours and I'm going to think about all the things I love about you and not about the things that I just thought in my brain that were not nice. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to address the situation at hand and not all the negative, crazy things I just thought.
That's a very stoic take of you, to take a beat, to take a moment to reflect, to look at the other things that are factored. I think that's a very stoic.
I think it was too like a pride thing. Like, I constantly felt like I was under attack.
Mm-hmm.
So even little things felt very big to me.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always, and so, I'm not going to speak on who, but I remember at a young age, I had someone who was, an adult in my life. And when something happened that they didn't like, that I behaved badly, they would make fun of me to the point that it would be like, oh, little Sheyda doesn't like that. And I'd be like, 11, and I'd be like, I'm bawling. And she'd be like, oh, little Sheyda's going to cry. And I'd be like, I don't even know how to like respond in this moment. Like, I don't like, it was such a crushing thing. I think for me that anytime I felt an emotion strongly, I felt the need to like cut everything around me off at the knees. Like, that was the only way to survive in that moment. And that was the only way I was going to survive, right? Like, there was no way to get out of it unless everyone was dying. So that was like my response in the moment, which is not healthy and it's not good and it's not nice. But that was my response, and it never panned out well for me when I treated other people that way, right? In relationships. So it took a beat for me to figure it out, but I did.
Yeah. Are you getting a little teary?
I did. Yeah. I didn't, it's not a good memory.
No.
Like being young like that and feeling that way.
What's the emotion associated with that when you think about it?
Oh boy, I don't want to get emotional right now.
We don't have to if you don't want to.
I think just feeling small.
Yeah.
Just feeling small.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was in the moments when I feel tested, it's equivalent to someone trying to make me feel small, even if that's not what it was, right? Like but when I was in that fight or flight place, that is what it equated to. Like, someone is trying to make you feel small.
Yeah.
Someone is testing your pride. Someone is trying to take something from you, which again, now looking back, now being 33, like, that's not the truth. But when you're in that space,
You're a child.
that's the only thing you see.
Yeah.
And I was 20. When I moved here, I stopped drinking for the first 2 years because I would drink and everyone was my enemy. Like, something would just happen and nothing was safe. And I was really mean. And I think the couple times that I did drink in that time space, they got the brunt of that. Like, they really did. So,
We came out the other side.
Yeah, we did, girl. We're here.
I think part of that, though, like what you're feeling is the realization that sometimes those attacks are not necessarily an attack on you. It's more like it says more about them than it does about you. And that is like the most reassuring thing. Like, as an adult, when someone's like coming at you and trying to make you feel small, it's like, it's actually so sad. Like, what's wrong with you that you feel the need to like try and say something cruel about me, or
100%.
like, you know what I mean? Like, that is truly more just a reflection of the you have the most
so sad. I have tear
you
tracks.
have the most dramatic tear tracks, and I
don't
love
know what
it.
to do to fix what's going on with my face.
You're gorgeous.
You're just gonna have tear tracks the rest of the episode.
Thank you so much.
But I genuinely think that is like a thing. It's like the way you are communicating with me is more just a reflection of what you're going through, and what you're saying to me is I could dissect it all day long. Like, something's wrong with you. Unfortunately, you have problems.
Yeah, and now that I feel truly confident and blessed and happy and at peace in my life, when someone behaves, even when they behave particularly badly, or I think they actually are attacking me or trying to take away from me in some way, I'm usually just like, this poor soul.
Yeah, exactly. You have a little bit more empathy. You're like, oh,
yeah. Now I'm just kind of like, you poor SOB.
Yeah.
That now where I do get really reactive is if someone's doing something to like someone I love. Like, if someone even looked sideways at Summer or Madeline, I will come over table without thinking.
I feel same way though. Like, I don't care if like people are coming at me, but like when people come at somebody that I love, I'm like claws out. Do you guys know what my style is? Because like I was trying to think about it.
Yeah, I'm like, now have you figured it out?
The one thing I will say about summer is I feel like sometimes you do get a little defensive about stuff, and who wouldn't? But you are self-aware enough to like, we've had conversations where we're talking about something and you're like, I'm just getting worked up. Like, I'm getting worked up and I know this isn't really how I feel about something. I'm just like sending myself out, and like I'm not reacting how I actually feel.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's valid. I definitely could see myself doing that.
I do think maybe passive aggressive isn't the word, but I do think you do shut down sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, it gets cold.
You get cold.
I pull away.
And your response is to pull away.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not ready to, because sometimes you're really open. Like, sometimes if it's not like, and honestly, we really haven't been in fights, but when it's just like a calm conversation, sometimes you can be really curious about it. And you're like, oh, I didn't realize that about myself. Or but I think the other side of the coin is, if it is something maybe you're aware of, or it is something you're not ready to address, you shut down.
And I think
100%.
That's what I mean about defensive. It's like, oh, really?
Yeah. No, that's so true.
She withdraws.
When people, like, even if you guys, like, I know this about myself, if you guys went even a smidge deeper than this, I'd probably go like this. Oh, interesting. No, but I, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I know it about myself, or maybe I don't know it about myself, but when you like start to probe at that wound, it's like, it does take me a little while until I'm ready to like address it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I mean, obviously you guys know like some of the life stuff that I was going with recently. And when there was things that were being said, I was like, that fucking bitch. That fucking bitch.
That fucking bitch in the seat next to me.
Yeah, like I'd be like, why the hell would she even say that? This brunette bitch. No, but it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's like, I think I know it. I think my deepest self knows it, but like, I'm not ready to like bring it to the surface. The other thing I notice about myself too in fights, and this is like relationally, is I'm one of those people that keep score. And I hate that about myself. Like I hate that I will pull 3 years ago that one thing that they did up in their face and be like, well, remember this? Do you remember that? And like, I don't know why. I feel like I keep score in a lot of ways, in a lot of different situations. And I don't like that, because to me, it goes, then that's like unresolved.
Yeah.
Like, why am I still bringing it up if I really am over it? And I think that's where I notice like some like, don't like that.
I feel like it's like a cheap shot in a sense of like, I want to hurt him. We've discussed it and we've decided we're going to move on from it. But when it benefits me, I might still throw it in your
100%. When it benefits me and when I can use it as ammo, I will use it. And I don't like that.
What is the worst fight you've ever been in your life with anybody? Like, what is, like, when it comes to mind, like the biggest fight you've ever been in, what is it?
I can think of the craziest.
Okay.
Craziest. However, I will say there was alcohol involved, and it involved throwing a burrito on a plate on the ground, and also a shoe that whipped past a friend of mine.
Were you the shoe whipper?
Yeah, I was the shoe whipper. This was after my breakup with.
Oh,
I was 19.
Brace.
Yeah.
Neck brace. This was after my breakup with the neck brace. And I had left a bar, the said bar that we referenced at the beginning of this episode. And I was with a girlfriend of mine, and I had seen that my ex was with a girl that he said I didn't need to worry about. And he had posted on
it's a
Snapchat.
classic.
Classic.
It's always
We're
a
just
bitch you don't have to worry about.
Okay, whatever. And I just remember, I guess it wasn't like a fight with that person, but I just remember like this rage, getting home, oh my God, it was so embarrassing. My mom and dad came down from their rooms. They're like, what's going on? Why are you doing this? I'm like eating a half-eaten burrito. I'm whipping the plate on the ground. The plate is shattering, taking off my shoe, whipping the shoe, like just like this rage of like, and obviously the rage was like
loss of self.
I wanted to take it out on him,
Yeah.
but instead I took it out on my mom, my dad, and my poor friend Emily. Love you, Emily. Love you so much. Who got the shoe. Literally, it skimmed past her head. That was probably like the craziest. I guess it wasn't a fight, but it was just like a act of rage. And I guess maybe that's tucked down deep inside me somewhere.
Not the peace signs.
Madeline, what about you?
I would say the craziest fight was I had with my high school boyfriend. He
was a cheater, by the way.
Yeah, he is a cheater, and he's 5'6". So,
Well.
but he probably got the craziest like significant other reaction out of me. Like Nick truly just, he's an angel, so like I could never be mean to him. But he had gone away to his like college orientation and met a girl and was texting her when we got back. And again, it's also crazy because we planned to break up before college, which was a smart decision. But
obviously because of him, not because of anything else.
But he was like texting her, and like I was like, who is this? Why are you texting us, girl? And he's like, oh, we're just friends. I'm just making friends. I go, oh, you're making friends with a blonde tittied girl?
Summer?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's sending pictures of herself in bikinis on a little paddleboard, and he's like,
I would never.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I went through his phone.
Me takes his phone, get eaten by a shark, bitch.
Yeah. I had gone through his phone. It was the first time I'd ever gone through a phone. I was like, give it to me right now. Let me read all these texts. I was pissed. They weren't like anything really crazy, but they were obviously like inappropriate for someone that had a girlfriend.
Yep.
And I was like, you're already like moving on while we're still technically together. So I like, this was like at the beach or something in front of my whole family. I was like having this fit. Immediately
with him?
Yeah. Immediately just packed my chair up, like said something really mean to him and stormed up the beach. And then he stormed up after me. And my parents were like, ooh, I remember after we broke up, everyone was like, that was crazy of you. That was you caused a scene. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes I'm also 18, okay? And I'm hormonal and I'm sensitive.
And you should have.
Yeah.
Sometimes the answer is a scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it is a motherfucking scene. And you know what? You deserve it.
Thank you. The worst part about it is he didn't have his license because he lived in the city.
Good. Put your thumb up and pray, bitch, because you're not getting home on my wheels.
Oh, he got home. I drove him home, or I drove him to the train station, but I drove him on like 2 fucking wheels. I was driving psychotically, like about to rear end I'm going to kill us both. I'm going to kill us both. Summer, that was exactly, he goes, Madeline, you're going to get us an accident. I go, good.
You're psycho. You're psycho.
That was the most psycho I got, but I just remember him being psycho. Like, please slow down. And I'm like in my little Ford Taurus, like going like 80 in a 30. And he's like, what's happening
We're
here?
gonna die.
And I was like, it has good airbags, so we'll be okay.
Love that.
But that's the craziest I've ever been.
I love that.
Sheyda's gonna top us all here. Just clarify.
I pulled a gun on him in the trailer and he fucking punched me across the face and then I pulled him on the
What, Summer?
But honestly, that's the story you're about to tell without a southern accent.
Top it. I swear to God, top it.
I don't fight people.
Oh.
Last episode.
Therapy does
Threw
work.
a thing at a man. He has brain damage now.
I think the biggest like actual fight. Well, guys, to be honest with you, up until I was about 22, I had a lot of anger. I was an angry gal.
22 is generous.
The biggest fight I was ever in, it was actually, unfortunately, was a physical fight.
Shocker. That's a physical fight.
You know, and it wasn't with a lover or a boyfriend.
Oh, who was it with?
A woman.
It was a woman.
Oh, who?
I was at a house party and I had a friend at the time and she had gone to a different high school than I. And this girl kept walking by and I was like the cute private school girl. And this was like a public school. Like this was like, you know, the slut of public school that kept walking by. Thought she was, you know, she had like the white on hair with the black on the bottom hair thing going on.
The skunk hair?
Yeah.
Oh, trash bag. You just know that was a trash bag right
complete.
there.
And she kept walking by my friend. They all went to this other school, and she'd be like, slut, bitch, whore, did it. Like every time she walked by. Every time she,
I
miss
like an
high
episode
school
of Degrassi.
every time she walked by, it was a word. And she was making a point to walk by every 5 or 10 minutes. And at the time, I really, really didn't like the C word. I have different feelings now.
Yeah,
You know what
because
I mean?
Summer and I rebranded it.
Because you can serve. You can serve. See you next Tuesday, Queen. But I didn't like it then. And she finally walked by and she said it. And I turned around and I go, no more. I go, no more.
She goes, I do have
Me,
boundaries.
when Sheyda says no more. Okay.
Yeah.
I let it go. I go, no more. I go, if you'd like to have this out, you guys can go outside. Otherwise, shut up. No more. And she came at me with the da 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 da, like the hair da 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 da.
Sometimes
The skunk hair?
Sometimes shut up though, like hits so hard. The way that you just said no more or shut up, I was like, that's cold.
Yeah.
But shut up is such a good.
I'll
It's a
shut up.
slap to the face like
I'll
my
shut
mom.
up.
And I have always had a rule. Now, something to note about me, I am ridiculously strong. Like I'm much stronger
Facts.
than most of my female counterparts.
And probably some of your boyfriends.
When we're in a workout, I'm usually doing like double the weight of the girls. Like I have like that special strength. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it comes from. I got nothing for you.
I almost said something really bad.
But the rule in my house has always been don't ever let let anyone make you hit first. You can always finish, never hit first. So I'm sitting and she's coming at me like this and she's doing this and this and this and she's got a beer in her hand. And she just,
She dumped it on you?
Yep.
Motherfucker, no, she didn't.
The next thing I know, I'm being ripped off her. I have her face in the ground and I'm rubbing her face in the gravel like this, just repeatedly, quietly like this. But I guess I had headbutted her. It was my favorite thing to do back in the day. Guys,
Headbutt?
this is a disclaimer.
psychotic.
This is a disclaimer that I don't condone any of what I'm talking about. I'm 19 when I did this. I would smack their ears like this because it disorients.
Oh.
And then I'd headbutt and then I knocked her to the ground. And then I punched her in the face and then I just rubbed her face in gravel until 3 men pulled me off of her.
A headbutt is such an early 2000s fighting move.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like every motherfucker was headbutting in 2010.
Every movie had a headbutt. Yeah. Oh my
You know
God.
what? It was the ear pop followed by a headbutt, followed by a clean sweep of the legs.
A headbutt is
The
so
only
dirty.
person I have literally ever headbutted is my little brother.
Yeah.
Because that was the only person I was actually throwing hands
I've
with.
headbutted 4 or 5 times in my life. Unfortunately, I'm not proud. Again, guys, not proud. And I saw her a week later. And
How was she looking?
I do think she has probably a permanent scar on her face.
Maybe brain damage.
But maybe don't play with me. Don't play with me.
And I wouldn't.
We would not.
Maybe don't play with strangers because you never know.
Yeah, you know, like the rule about like don't fight with someone on the road because you never know if they have a gun. It's like don't fuck with Sheyda because you never know if that's gonna be her last straw.
She might headbutt you.
I usually am pretty calm. The drink over my face, I don't know what it was.
She was ready to take the word cunt.
I saw red. I didn't know what I did until someone told me later. Like
Sheyda,
No one pours a drink on you and expects them to walk away fine. Like
I came to the face rubbing, and I was not. I also had been I just started to date my boyfriend that I dated after that point for 3 years. But I was so embarrassed because I felt so trashy in the moment that I had gotten in this like drink pouring whatever, and he wasn't in the space. So I walked over to him. Again, hair's wet. I have a nice old knob now. And my knees are scratched up because back then the tight, like the American Eagle tight jeans that were all ripped were in. So bare knees, and she wiggled. She struggled trying to get out from underneath me. So I'm coming over with bloody knees, a little big old red spot on my head, and my makeup maybe a little wet and my hair wet. And I was like, can we go? I'm kind of done with this night. And he was like, what happened? And I was like, nothing. We're fine. Let's go. And as I'm walking out, guys are going, there she is. She did it. I'm going, I'm going, get me out of here. And that was my thing when I was younger. I would have these rage moments and then I'd come to it and I'd be like,
yikes.
I don't feel good. I do not feel good. I do not feel good. We need to go. We need to leave the space. So anyways,
Sheyda's a crazy bitch.
What are the tools that actually work now that we've all admitted our sins?
Crazy.
I think taking a beat.
Taking a beat, taking a breath.
And for me personally, like realizing if it's your own like story you're telling yourself, or if it's something like you actually need to bring to your friends.
Yes.
Speaking in loving tones.
I also think like remembering that your friends most likely have good intentions and that they're not out to get you. They're not out to make you feel bad. Going into any conflict with that mindset, I think it's so much easier to approach a friend and say, I'm sure you didn't mean to make me feel this way, but this is how I'm feeling. Can we just talk about it? I think that's a really way to like disarm your friends and not make them defensive, but also allow yourself to talk about how you're actually feeling. Because there's nothing wrong with feeling your feelings about something that makes you feel bad.
I agree.
Taking a pause is my favorite one.
Yeah. Sheyda, and you know what? After that story, that sounds about right.
You know, I was trying to think of like a verbal altercation, but unfortunately, like up until 23, like I was just getting into.
That's okay though.
You didn't have a frontal lobe.
You know what? It's good. It makes good podcasts. It makes good podcasts.
Yeah.
You know, I also had verbal fights, but honestly, I'm almost more ashamed of those than I am the physical ones, because I said so many
belittling things.
Such mean belittling things that I don't want to repeat them. One, because I don't actually feel the way I felt. I don't feel the way I spoke about the people in those fights, and I would never want to repeat it. Like I don't.
Will you belittle me?
No.
Okay.
If you pay me later.
All right. We'll talk about that. Okay. So
but I think taking a pause.
Okay.
That has been the most helpful for me, where I'm like, I have to walk away from this and I need to like center myself, figure out my feelings, separate my little dark self, my little dark demon that lives in, from what I'm actually feeling and what's going on, and like have a good conversation.
As the End Also podcast, when we run into the inevitable conflict that we will obviously face, what do we do?
You know what I've also found is best when I am confronted with a situation is, instead of accusing or outright saying, in some circumstances I just outright say, but if I want to come to like some sort of discovery with a person, I will usually come up with questions that I ask them. Like, okay, so you said this to me. So what did you mean by that? Or how did you want to make me feel when you said that? And a lot of times if you make someone confront an action or a phrase or something that happened,
they realize what they're saying.
They realize, when I ask them to outright own up to, explain, or take responsibility for something or whatever, it turns very quickly.
Yeah.
Like the conversation usually will turn quickly into an apology.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So back to my question. We're going to come through some conflict as a group of friends that have been friends for over 10 years, and we now have a business together and a podcast together. What do you think that we can teach our followers or our listeners, or relay to our followers and listeners about how to conflict resolute? Because obviously we've done it a couple times.
I think first and foremost, you need to meet people where they're at, and you need to think things through before you execute, right? Like I think we spent a year talking about something like this before we decided to execute it together as business owners, as people investing in something together. Like that's not something you do lightly, right? So anytime you go into a relationship choice, whether it be platonic or romantic or whatever it is, like I think one, you have to be prepared to meet someone where they're at. You have to know who the other side of the piece is. Two, everyone has to be willing to take ownership of their piece of things, and also be willing to be honest with one another. And I think if you can meet each other there and you can take pride out of it, and that's not always the easiest thing. Like you have to kind of remind yourself, and sometimes you have to remind others. You come from a place of honesty and you come from a place of ownership. I think that there is no way to not, if you're dealing with good people, there is no way not to come out in a positive place.
I agree.
Yeah.
Marm?
I feel like kind of what Sheyda just said, of like, if you're dealing with good people that all care about each other, we all want each other to be happy. I want all of you guys to be happy. I never want you to be angry with me, obviously. But I also don't want to be angry with you. Yeah. And the only way for us to feel that like back and forth is healthy communication and being forward with about how we're feeling.
Yeah.
Especially for someone like me that likes to push it down. The uncomfortable 10 minutes to me is very much worth the like, so glad we had this talk.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
That to me is the biggest learning curve of being in business with your best friends.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I think, like you said, the uncomfortable 10 minutes is definitely worth it. And communication is the biggest thing when you're dealing with friendship, business, relationship, whatever it may be. Don't shy away from having uncomfortable conversations, uncomfortable slight moments, even if it's more than 10 minutes. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth bringing up something if it makes you uncomfortable and working through that and moving forward.
And I'm sorry, and genuine like acknowledgement goes a long way.
Yeah,
I think.
Agreed.
That's what I will also say about what I've learned from Sheyda and just like relationships in general, of like the actual acknowledgement of someone else's feelings and a genuine apology goes much further than most people think.
Yeah, I agree.
Huge.
Guys,
Huge.
thank you so much for watching. We hope you don't fight with your friends, but if you do, we hope you found something valuable in this episode, and we'll see you at the next fight. Bum, bum, bum. Woo!
We're going to have to regulate those soon.
Guys, that would be so bad.
Love you all. Bye.